Hi there, I'm Peggy. I'm a nurse practitioner and I specialize in working with the seniors and with the frail elderly. I work for a local community clinic system here in the Twin Cities area. Because God's love is in my heart, I've always taken a little bit different approach in my work. I've been less formal. I've tried to be more friendly and be an encourager to people. And in this last year that we've had with the coronavirus, it's been a hard year. And I just wanted to provide some testimony today on how God has helped me through this very difficult year. January and February of 2020 were times of preparation. As we learned more about the virus, we knew that part of our job was to be helping and supporting our patients and their families to be prepared for what might come. I had conversations with each of my senior clients and with their family members to discuss what the virus might do and how much medical treatment would they want in case they got sick. These were very personal conversations. I'm a perfectionist, and I tended to replay those conversations in my mind and think, okay, I could have done this better. Oh, I should have done this better. And I could drive myself nuts. I just really needed to remind myself, and I did frequently, that I could trust God, that I was saying the right words at that time, and I trusted that He would use those words to accomplish what needed to be done. At the end of the day, I was stressed. My mind was so full of things. It took me a long time to be able to just rest and relax and get to sleep every night. In those nights, I would meditate on God's Word and just leave everything into God's hands and ask Him to give me a good sleep. And usually I could accomplish that. Thanks be to God helping me. As the month progressed into the spring, the residents in their buildings were confined to their apartments or to their bedrooms for their own protection. Activities were decreased. The staff, again for their protection, all the staff wore face masks and then wore face shields. And then they were asked to not get too close to people because we knew the virus could be spread through the air and could also be spread through touch. And so staff were providing just the minimal cares, the hands-on cares, and not able to do the loving little things that they would like to do. I cried out to God in those times and just asked Him to be that source of presence, that source of love for people. Whatever they needed to be able to feel loved, I just asked God's Spirit to provide that. It was hard on the families too, because families were going crazy sometimes because they could not see their loved one and they were just so worried about them. I was providing support for both residents and for family members, and it was a lot of hard work. Well, we made it through the summer. And in the fall, the levels of coronavirus, the positivity rate, if you remember that was going up and up. In October, finally, I had a positive test. Even though I wasn't feeling ill at the time, I did have some symptoms a little bit further on. I really think God was protecting me the whole summer with my work. God also protected my husband because he did not get the virus, even though I had. So as I recovered, I realized that God was preparing me for the next steps because in early November, the virus came first to one building where virtually everyone in the building got sick within 2 weeks. Some of my residents felt tired and worn out. Some of them had fevers. Some of them felt like they had colds. Some people didn't have any symptoms at all. We did lose a few people, a few very dear ones. And that was hard to see. It's hard to experience. And then a few weeks later in December, the virus came to another building, and we had very similar experience where it just spread all the way through, and some people became sick and others did not. Through this time, I was crying out that God would be with me and would help me. And in that season, it was Christmas season, and I was so un-Christmassy. But I prayed, Emmanuel, which means God with us. Emmanuel, be with me. Every day to work, I would pray, Emmanuel, be with me. I need you. And he was. He was faithful. He helped me to get through these very hard times. And he was faithful. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. So now we are through the virus infection in my buildings. People have had their vaccine series, and so you can kind of relax a little bit. But there are still long-term effects from the coronavirus, even now, 4 or 5 months later. Some people are very tired. Some people still have not been able to recover emotionally from the anxiety, from the depression, from the isolation. How did it help? How did I get through this? Well, I realized that in the times that I felt far away from God, really it was because I was not spending my time with God. I easily felt like I was too busy to spend time reading the Word or to spend time praying. And once I realized that, I started getting back into step with what I needed to take care of myself spiritually and emotionally. Other things that helped were the prayers of family and friends. I am a part of the prayer team on Wednesday evenings, and I could share, and I did share what I was dealing with, and the prayers for those wonderful, faithful people were just so helpful. Another thing that helped me was opportunities for fellowship, and we've had to miss a lot of fellowship in this last year. Being able to do the Sunday morning adult education classes via Zoom, that was wonderful to be able to see people and to be able to talk and to pray together. And I would highly encourage people, even now, as I think probably programming has started, please consider joining one of those groups, because it just helps so much to be able to talk and fellowship. Now being able to start coming back to church and being able to see people just a little bit away, still socially distanced, but we could sing together, we can pray together, we can raise hands to the Lord together. It's a wonderful thing, and it's a blessing. God has been good to me, even though it's been hard this last year. I'm a different person. I hope that I'm a better person now, and I'm a stronger Christian. Thank you very much.